Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. We made it to Thursday. Can't believe it. Waiting on Alice. Anyways, how's everyone doing on this Friday Eve? We'll have another wonderful episode of Scissor My Timbers coming to you. It's snowing and chilly here. It was beautiful. Is it snowing anywhere else? It's been snowing in Colorado. We've been getting some decent storms here on the Front Range, which is nice. I like when we get snow. No, it's not Friday. I said Friday Eve. It's Friday Eve. Thursday is Friday Eve. Hi, Kamikaze. There we go. Waiting on my guest, though. How's everyone's day? Everyone's week. It's almost freaking Thanksgiving, for Christ's sake. I don't know how that happened. What happened to 2022? Nice, Kamikaze. Pagans influenced, well, they didn't influence everything, I suppose, but anyways. I'm having some coffee with the Irish Bailey's Irish cream tonight. Keeping it chill. We'll see if me and Alice end up going super long again. I told her, I'm like, I can only do 2. Oh, here she is. Okay. I was just saying, I'm like, I can't do more than 2 hours. I mean, I can't. I always say that in my head, and then we just go forever. Those were terrible. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? How's your mouth?
My what? Health? Oh, mouth. My mouth is good. It's finally not sore. So it's good. It sucked because they were doing shit on both sides, so then they'd numb everything. And they're yanking on your jaw, so it's just sore, hurt, but we're good now. I'm chewing gum again, so that's good.
Yeah. I hate going to the dentist. I'm so bad at it. I'm a huge baby. I'm a huge baby.
I feel like everything that dentists have done in my life has made my teeth worse, which means I've had to go back to the dentist and pay them more money. I swear, I bring that up every time, and they're like, no. And I'm like, yes, you are. You shouldn't have touched that tooth anyways, and then that whole tooth falls apart or some shit. But I don't know. I've taken such good care of my teeth, and they fell apart. Sorry, go on.
My dentist just pulls them.
Well, that's I wish I would have done that with some of mine, because they've just this one I had to get another crown on. So I had gotten a crown, and then I needed the root canal, which you should do the root canal. They didn't I should have done that first anyways, but I didn't need it. And then I had another crown, and then they're like, it'll last 10 years. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I should have just the implants and shit is the thing too now, but it's also expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, the last time I went, they were like, he was like, you could do this if you wanted to, or I can just yank it. I was like, yank it.
Yeah.
It's falling apart. Just yank it.
Yeah.
No, I will not open the door. Ha 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 ha.
Well, it's for real. And dentistry used to be a lot. I mean, the technology is fucking amazing. They literally made my new crown. They make them in the office now. Usually you'd have to wait. They have to but now they have these machines where they can make them in the office now. So I had a new crown and everything right away. But so I get why it's expensive, but then it's really. And I signed up for this thing with this new dentist I'm going to, and they're like, yeah, if you do this, pay this much, you get 2 cleanings for a year if you pay this ahead of time, and then 20% off everything else. So then, But then everything they overcharge for everything. I feel like it's all fucking expensive anyways. You're like, oh, that 20% really goes far. Thanks. Like it's like Kohl's. I don't know, a stoner here, no, but like I feel like Kohl's, every time you go Kohl's, they're like, oh, 50% off, 50% off. But it's like, well, you priced it
Yeah,
high. Like it's not that good
yeah,
of a deal.
yeah. Some of their stuff is a good deal, but yeah, some
Yeah.
of their stuff is just atrocious. How much it is.
Yeah.
We got Scarlett some really cute Christmas dresses from there though.
Yeah.
We
I would
went
say I
on
get
one
a lot
Black
from
Friday.
Kohl's. For
Like
my
Black Friday,
basic
they would
shit.
have like the real fancy little girl Christmas dresses for like $10.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
she was cute as a button too.
Aw, that is like the best part of kids is like cute kid clothes. I love it.
Yeah, like Grayson, he wore his first Christmas. I got him a little vest and a little tie,
Aw.
and then yeah, the next year he's like, no, I don't even like to wear clothes.
Even if it's fucking cold out.
Yeah, he's just like now starting to like clothes. He even sleeps in them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I was pretty happy when you guys were here that he actually like wore clothes most of the time. Pissed me hard in front of everybody, but
Hey, at least he went to like the side. So it's he went against the like bushes, so it's all good.
I'm not opening the door. Your dad's gonna be home in a few minutes anyways. Adam stole my beer. So I was like, now you're definitely going to get me more beer. And he's like, it's your fault. You leave the table right there. You don't even move for me.
Too funny.
I honestly don't.
You don't move the what for him?
Like when he tries to walk through the breezeway, because he
I
sits
see.
on the one side and I sit on this side, and I'm right by the door, and my beer was on the table, and he bumped the table, and he's like, you don't even move for me. I'm like, well,
Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
but I'm spoiled, so he went to go get me more beer.
It was funny this morning. So Saturday night was good. Y'all had a good time.
Yeah, never all the food turned out good. I did shots.
With
Not,
tequila
yeah, I did a tequila. And I don't like that other tequila that much. It's not as smooth. Um, but
the one
yeah,
that's not from his coworkers or whatever.
no, I think that one is from his coworkers. It's just like a different kind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, some tequilas are way more smoother than others, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't like that one as much. But yeah, I did a couple of those. I ate a lot of food.
Good.
Had that spinach artichoke dip. That
How
shit.
many people did you have over, would you say?
It was just me, Chris, Marcy, and Heck. Marina didn't come. And then other than that, we only invited 4 other people. I'm not letting you in. No. No. I
What do you say?
He's like, I have something for you.
Good talk.
What
Tom, 5 minutes.
what is it? Is it beer? He's so funny, man. I know you're right there. I can hear you. I wouldn't be surprised if people on the stream can hear.
What do you say?
He's like, you have to see me. I have something for you.
Oh, God. Well, it can wait. Mommy's busy.
It's
Mommy
so
was with them all. You'd be like, you're with them all day. Show me it before.
He's like, oh my God. Dude, just slide it under the door. I like it. Okay, give it to me.
Crack me up.
I got it. Thank you. Okay, bye. It's not stuck. It's fine. Oh, I got it. Now it might be stuck. Okay, thanks. Have a good day. No.
Love it. What is it? Chapstick?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was sweet. Can always use chapstick, right?
Oh, now he's like, I just want to kiss you.
Well, no, mom, no. You had all day. He's just using. He's just working you. That is him working you, right? Too funny.
Yeah.
Has it been snow? You said it snowed Saturday night out there, right? Has it been snowing a
Yeah, it's
lot?
kind of like snowed a little bit here and there. Adam said there was more snow. Like not like I think it's the same town as ours, or maybe in the next town over there is a bunch of snow. But Buffalo is supposed to get like 4 feet of snow next week.
Oh, and you guys are going up there to the Niagara Falls, right?
So I'm like, I said something about I didn't know if I wanted it to be snowing when we get there. I was like, but it's really pretty when the snow's there. And he was like, I was like, yeah, if they get 4 feet of snow, it's probably most definitely still gonna be there when we get there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. And especially because it doesn't melt out there by y'all.
Yeah. So we'll see. But we got that place has a jacuzzi there so the kids can swim in the pool.
Nice.
And I'm gonna sit in the jacuzzi.
Hell yeah. I just know it's Thursday. It's been snowing like every Thursday here. That's crazy. For the last month. I just realized it's Thursday again. Too funny. Anyways. Yeah. I've been pretty chill lately. Excuse me. I did dentist shit yesterday.
Did you see that Trump said that drug dealers should get the death penalty?
Oh yeah. Yeah, motherfucker. Like, and he's been pushing the vaccine. Like, the fuck?
Yeah, and people I saw a bunch of people arguing about it. Like A Sarkis was like arguing with some like Republicans about it, And they're like, look at what like heroin's doing to our communities though. And it's like, look at what alcohol does. Maybe if we started showing you the funerals and shit of people that have to go bury a loved one because they either died from alcohol or they got killed from a drunk driver, like maybe we should be showing that, because all that is your emotions being played when you see these videos of like downtown and all these people like dying, falling over of heroin and shit. I'm not saying that heroin isn't a problem. I'm just saying that, like, are you going to start giving the death penalty to people that give alcohol to somebody who drinks and drives and kills innocent people? Because usually when people OD on heroin, they just OD on heroin. They don't take people out with them,
Right. And a lot of them started out on prescriptions. They got addicted to shit on prescriptions, and then they eventually get to heroin. Like,
yeah. So one of our friends, that's what happened to them. Like, they were on prescription pills, and then they like couldn't get them anymore. And then they would get them illegally, and then the person didn't have them one day, and they're like, "But I got heroin."
Yeah, that's how it works, man.
Yeah.
Even though like middle-aged, like women, like I saw, like women, like housewives and shit would do that. Like it starts with a pain thing, and then they just end up like that,
Yeah, people can't handle pain anymore. That's a serious issue. Like people can't handle physical or emotional pain, and just sometimes things are gonna hurt, and you're just gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to deal with emotional.
What do you say?
He's like, I'm trying to kiss you.
Oh, tell him you can. He can in a little bit. He only wants to come in to get on the camera. That's all he wants.
It's still like he gets the mommy in me right there. That's what makes me.
Adults are talking.
Adam's gonna be back home in a minute.
Yeah, no, it's so dumb that Trump, like, obviously he's playing to like fucking dumb shits, and like I can't even fucking believe he's gonna try, like, and the people who are gonna fall for it, I'm like, literally he was already in there and everything went to shit. So why the fuck, like, they believe he's gonna change anything, like he was literally in when everything went to shit. Dave Smith shared a post from like April 2020 that Trump made where he's like, we made the right decision shutting down everything and locking down blah blah blah. So it's like, hello, like he was for it. Like I just don't get people anymore, but they don't think, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Bums me out.
vote for him. I won't. The only Republicans I'll vote for is Rand Paul or Thomas Massie.
Yeah. Gosh.
Go away. No, it is mommy time.
Mommy doesn't want to kiss someone who's yelling at her, anyways. He's like, let me kiss you.
But yeah, that's exactly what he'll do, though. Is like I would open the door and I'd be like, okay, give me a kiss, and then he'd give me a kiss, and then he'd like try and push past me.
Yep.
So that he can get to here.
He's not the boss of you. You're the boss of him.
It sure seems that way right now, doesn't it?
Now he's being violent. Shit, yell at him. Sometimes you gotta yell at him. Hey, Daniel. Welcome, everyone. Happy Thursday night. She's got to go be a mom for a second. So now it's me. Daniel, what was that like conference you were at that you were posting pictures from, or like a convention of some sort? Was it like a comic convention? I couldn't tell. I liked all your pictures. We'll go back to talking about Trump here shortly when she comes back. Better? Oh my gosh. Like I said before, I'm like, I would never try to be around my parents if they were doing shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just funny how kids are different. Oh, it was Ranger. Oh, it was a Power Ranger convention. Daniel Romero in the chat. He was on Instagram posting pictures. Oh, that's cool. Is that a Power Ranger convention? That's cute.
That's
Love
funny.
it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like my parents, like, yeah, I was like allowed to hang out with the adults and stuff, but then there was just like, okay, time for you to go to bed, go upstairs, whatever. Yeah. And like when I got older, like sometimes I would have a friend over and like, yeah, like we might hang out for a little bit, but then
right. No, yeah, I'm like the Trump announcement stuff too is funny because it's like right before it, he was, trash talking DeSantis and all that shit, blah, blah, blah. So it's just like, it's all so silly and all such a game, even to him. Yeah, maybe he's outside of the ship, but he's not really. Like,
he's really not.
But
he's really not. Like he's been rubbing elbows with all of them for years. And I just, if Trump is really, really anti-establishment, then he's really, really stupid because he did horrible at it. He did a horrible, horrible job at it. And like, it drives me nuts. Like people will be like, "Oh my God, he's the best president of my time," and I'm like, I mean, look at the comparison. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not.
Plus all the COVID stuff.
Really it's like, this is the best pile of shit I've ever ate in my life.
Yeah, I don't get it. I was like, I logged into or opened up Truth Social, and that's like very MAGA, and I was just like, the things they're saying, I'm just like, oh my God, it's like a cult of person. They really do like a lot of, like, I can appreciate some of the politicians that are trying to do good and whatever, but like these people like worship politicians. It's just like, it's nuts
weird
to me.
The whole worshiping of people is really, really weird to me. Like I see it everywhere. It's like, okay, like Elon Musk. Do I think he says some really funny shit sometimes? Yeah. But I don't worship him. I don't put, like, so many conservatives like started putting him on this pedestal, and it's like, dude, he's got like 10 kids from like how many different women, and like suddenly he's like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys act, and like when he was what did he say? Like the whole like have more kids, populate the earth, and people are like, yeah, yeah. See, look at what Elon's saying. It's like, and like he's not even in most of his kids' life.
Nope. Yeah, it's
Just
weird.
because you can afford them doesn't mean you should have them. But then when Nick Cannon has like 12 different kids from how many, it's like, oh my god, he's so disgusting.
Yeah.
They're both disgusting. Like you should not be spreading your seeds like that.
Daniel plus the Neuralink is shady. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm like, just the fact he wants to put shit in our heads is just a little sus. Like, you can't trust somebody who wants to do that, because even if I understand it can do good for people, maybe it'll help people be able to walk again or whatever. But I'm like, but it won't stop there. And that's the problem. Like, we just know it'll not be just like vaccines and whatever. Like, there's no stop. People just keep going with that shit. So, yeah.
Yeah, they love to worship and just cling on to anybody that they think will somewhat be on their side. And like I'll work with people towards liberty, but yeah, there's just no matter if I think you're a disgusting person, you're just I'm not gonna have anything to do with you. Like that Andrew Tate guy, I'm just like there are videos of this dude like beating the fuck out of a woman, and just because she's like, well, I like it like that, it's like you were crying. Well, I like that. That's wrong. Like, do you like you obviously have some very weird trauma in your life. Like that does not come out of a normal life that you like to get the shit beat out of you and then fuck. That's weird. That's not dirty turkey.
Yeah, it's beyond. No, even like on the Liberty side, so Colorado LP, because I'm like with the Justin Amash, she's been calling our governor a libertarian and all that shit. And so we like attacked him for it. And all these even liberty minded people came out of the woodworks and were like, don't say that about him. Don't blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, he is literally saying our governor is a libertarian. That undermines everything about libertarianism. We will call him out. And so we've been going hard, because it's like, and plus Amash has been in the fucking, the federal shit, the belly of the beast. So it's like they worship ones who have gotten to that level, especially, and it's like, how can we, like, we're going to criticize him for lying about our guy. Cause like and people are defending him and don't even live in Colorado and stuff. And we're like, it just, and then it was weird because it was Amash said something, Reason did the article, which we read that. I think that was last week. We read that article. And then, Polis was on Bill Maher recently too. And they're like, oh, he's so like small government, blah, blah. And here's what Polis did during his campaigning. Never once brought up COVID. The minute he gets in, he gets reelected. He's not like reinstated yet, but like he expanded the COVID emergency shit now to cover flu and RSV and all. And I'm like, that's literally him making the government bigger and giving them more power. Like it's so crazy to me that people like are gaslit. And so even on our LP post, like, people will say something, and like this one guy that yesterday was like, well, he gave us this tax money back. Okay, no, there's this thing called Tabor out here where we get the tax money back, and it was put into law in the 90s, but Polis, while he was campaigning said it was because of him. And so then this guy was like, well, he may not be the best, but at least he gave us that tax money back. And it's like, no, he didn't. Like, no, that was a law from the 90s. And then the guy's like, oh, okay, well, I just moved here. And it's like, you just said with pure confidence something that was totally fucking wrong. We're telling you were lied to. And you're just like, oh, okay. I'm like, you should be fucking irate that you were lied to and maybe voted for this motherfucker because of this lie. But no, people just aren't, they're just not there. It's just, it drives me nuts, man. It's funny. I'm getting, being off of Twitter, I'm getting more radical.
Yeah, I mean, and it's scary because, I mean, I don't think I'm crazy smart. I think I have an IQ higher than a teacher, but
and common sense.
Yeah.
Like, critical thinking skills. Yeah, it's so kamikaze. I agree. Vitamins and like this is another thing because they're like, oh my gosh, we have all this RSV now, and I'm like, oh, I'm sure masking kids and making them stay inside for 2 years and scaring the shit out of them isn't leading that. But let's let the government have even more emergency power over that because then it'll. I'm like, that's just logic right there that shows you if everything's worse than it was before. It's because what the government did during COVID. Like, there's no logical way around that. And they're like, well, let's do more government, blah, blah. And I posted that in my Instagram. Like, I didn't even say anything about mandates. I'm like, this is what the government, look at, this is our non-libertarian governor. He signed the E&O over it. And then this old doctor friend of mine, another old like doctor friend who, whatever. But she's like, well, this is just because the RSV is really bad right now. We're having a hard time. And it's like, so why would you let the government, like, A, that wasn't the point. B, like, I'm like, do you not understand that, like, it just drives me nuts. So I made a video today where I was like, listen, if I'm like, not that I'm an expert at politics, but I know a lot. So I'm like, if you're not a political person, you're not an expert and you're not allowed to talk. Sorry. Just like they said to us, they're like, you don't know your own health. You need to listen to the experts. So I'm like, I'm going to play that fucking game. You want to play that fucking game now? I'm going to play that fucking game. And I don't care. Hey, Laszlo.
Isn't it funny though how they'll be like, oh my god, but like the ERs are like overflowing. It's like you can go back to the 70s, 80s, 90s and find news stories about ERs overflowing because stuff's going around. Like stuff's going around here right now. Like the kids got sick the day after Halloween, and then I got sick. And then now Adam and Hex each have something different, like, I mean.
And after the last 2 years, because she said something about that, and she's like, well, we're tight. Okay, I'm like, well, first of all, you shouldn't have fired people for not getting the vaccine.
Oh, yeah.
Healthcare workers. Second of all, you've had 2 years to prepare. We've known about flu season for fucking ever, and you guys still act like you're not prepared. We need to do an emergency order for it. Like, it's just, I just can't get over it.
They make it so complicated to go to the doctor for the most basic fucking thing. I remember I had bronchitis, and I just knew it was bronchitis. Like I could just tell. I'm like, I have to go to the doctor. Like I need fucking antibiotics, dude. Like I was so bad, and I go there, and sure as shit, like I waited there in the like waiting room. We were there for like an hour or so, and then I sat in the doctor's office for like another hour. And it's like you just charged me $185 for me to tell you something I already fucking knew. It's like when you get a bad sinus infection, you're like, okay, this isn't going away. I probably need some antibiotics. So you pay all this money, waste up all this time just because you need antibiotics. And then people, when you're like, I've said, like, antibiotics should just be sold over the counter. They just should. People are like, well, what if people just start giving them to their kids and doing this and doing that? It's like, you can buy fucking Benadryl, Motrin, melatonin, all this other fucking shit for your kids, but oh my God, what if parents go crazy with the antibiotics? Do you know how many parents I hear joke, and I have never done this before, but I know parents who have done this before, and they're not just joking when they say it, but they're like, they'll give their kids like Benadryl to make them go to sleep. Like, how's that any fucking different? You can go to the store, you can crush up fucking pills and put it in your kid's food to make them go to sleep.
It's true. It's true.
But if a mom who is pretty smart and can kind of tell when their kids maybe need antibiotics or don't, like you're worried. I mean, like, yeah, most of the time when I take my kids to the doctor when they're sick, it's just to make sure there's nothing like actually serious going on. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
when they're like, when you need extra, like.
Yeah. Like Grayson's cough was worrying me just because it wasn't like kind of going away. And yeah, coughs can last up to 14 days, but his was just rough, like I got better, Scar got better, and his cough was just staying worse than ours. So I just wanted to make sure he was okay. That was it. But yeah, like that case, am I happy that there's a doctor I can just take our kid to? Like, is there anything else going on that like we're missing?
Yeah.
But yeah, my kids, they've all Scar had antibiotics once. That's it. Like I don't think anybody's going to be racing to go and get. I think if anything, adults are going to be the ones who take it more because when you're an adult, you know. Like Adam's ear was really bad, so he took antibiotics. Because a lot of times ear infections aren't going to go away without some kind of antibiotic.
Right.
I say stock up on antibiotics if you can. It's always a good idea.
Yeah.
Always stock up on medical stuff.
Yeah. That's what I did a lot of during COVID. I was like, I got so much shit. 'Cause I'm like, you need it. You never know. So
Well, yeah, and like fever reducers are important. That's kind of an important thing to have. And yeah, like during COVID, man, like we had stuff and we didn't need anything during COVID, but yeah, people were just like they were buying all, and that's probably one of the smarter things you guys bought. The toilet paper was the dumbest fucking shit.
oh my God. I feel like they're gonna do something like that again with something stupid. They're gonna make a run on some shit again. I swear. Like everything is gonna start repeat. And I hate like saying it because I feel like I put it out in the universe more, but I just feel like some shit again is gonna happen. Like I don't know, man.
Because now they know they can get away with it. It was so easy to scare people. It was so easy to scare people. And yeah, like I had my concerns as a mom, but I never really trusted the government aspect of it. But I was like, okay, what exactly is this virus? Like how is it affecting kids? But we found out pretty quick it was like not really affecting kids. Like
Yeah.
seems like kids get sicker from basic common cold.
Which it might be COVID half the time anyway. They're like, we don't even know between them, really. I don't trust the test and shit. Yeah, I had someone arguing about us. What was he arguing about? I forget what he was. Oh, something about vaccines on one of my Instagrams. And I wasn't like the post wasn't even about vaccines. And right away, well, enjoy your dead grandchildren. It's like, A, the kids weren't fucking dying. B, why are you wishing death on children and acting like you're good? Like, this is I'm like, I just cannot. And because people weren't admitting they were wrong, they're just gonna, it's just gonna, they can just keep going through it. I know we're only 33 minutes in, and guess what? I already have to pee. I'm terrible.
I kind of have to pee too, and I have to get another beer.
Okay.
But not because I drank that whole beer, because Adam spilled some of it.
Oh, you're fine. All right, we'll be right back. Sorry, everybody. Daniel, I know I still see people wearing masks. I still see people arguing that masks help. And I'm like, it's just psychotic. It's absolutely psychotic that people would say, treat everybody like you're sick all the time. And we've had 2 years of global fucking data to show masks don't do shit in the like normal fucking world. A dentist wearing a mask? Absolutely. It makes sense. Like there's all these common sense shit where it makes fucking sense. But these people are it's like they want to hide their face. Like, what a dumb virtue signal, too. I'm covering my face. I'm so virtuous. Like, of all the fucking things you can virtue signal with. So I don't know. I feel like probably Colorado will try some shit, but I'm not doing it. Hey, Brady. So I don't know. It's all stupid. Yeah, Daniel, where's Daniel? So weren't we all supposed to be dead by now anyway? Yep, we were supposed to be all dead. Maybe we're going into the second. Maybe this winter is the winter we're all gonna die. It's this winter. No.
The winter of death.
While you were gone, we were just talking more about the mask insanity. Just the fact that they really try to make people think you're just sick all the time and all that shit, which is psychotic in the first place. And it's like covering your face is virtuous. Like, that's so bizarre. It's like very dystopian to me. It was since the very beginning. And I remember I'd get into arguments on Twitter and people, well, not arguments, but people would be like, well, I like that no one can see me. I like that, being anonymous. I'm like, you could do that anyways. You dumb, you can, but not everybody, like some of us like our fucking faces. Shit. Yeah, it's so dumb.
I love seeing people's smiles and you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Yeah, the first time we went to Great Wolf Lodge after COVID was bad, it was in November. And yeah, it was just so nice to be there and when you're in the water park anyways, because there was still mask mandates in Ohio. But in the water park it was just so nice to see kids little smiling faces, so happy, because you're going to the grocery store and stuff, and everybody's masked. Well, we never masked Grayson. Grayson never.
Good. I remember being at the grocery store towards the end of it all and not I wasn't wearing masks at all anymore. I was like, fuck this. And little kids who are sweet and friendly at the grocery store who would normally be trying to talk to you, but they'd have a fucking mask on. And I'm like, sorry, I can't hear you, sweetie. I can't understand a word you're saying. Yeah. And the other day I saw fucking obese children wearing masks. Okay, first of all, they're obese. And second of all, they're being mad. I'm like, what is this? I'm sorry, but to me, that's child abuse. That your child shouldn't be obese, first of all. Second of all, why are you masking them? It's just not even, I just don't get it. Why are they all sick? Where are the kids all sick? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Daniel and Fit Nerd, you guys should hook up. You're both Power Ranger fans.
I'm about to go outside. I knew this was going to happen.
And do a cigarette.
I'm right by the heater. I'm right by the heater in here, too. So it's it gets
you're going to be freezing.
Well, what's sad is once I have a beer or two, I don't really get bothered by this kind of cold. If it was 20 degrees, yeah.
Right.
But I got to be careful because sometimes I'll have a tendency to sit outside a little bit too long. And sore throat.
Until what?
And then I get a sore throat.
Oh, yeah.
Too long.
Smoking cigarettes and being in the cold. Man, I should have got a coffee when I was down there. I might do that too. Yeah.
Are you drinking Bailey's with your coffee tonight?
Mm-hmm. But I got kind of cold.
Say hi. Hi. Okay, bye. Say bye. Bye. Wave. Wave. No, you gotta wave. Friend wave.
I know, that was funny. No.
Oh, damn it.
What?
That out here.
Not too cold. Trying to think what else been going on.
Yeah, fucking cold though. It can be fucking 20 fucking degrees here.
This weekend or when?
I think it's this weekend. I think Saturday maybe.
It was 14 the other night when I was down at the other house, and I was talking to my friend who Thane, who's in Arizona, and he's like, Oh, yeah, it was 70 today. We were, like, kinda cold and I'm like, "It's
Funny.
14 right now." Oh, it's funny how
Like,
different it is.
oh,
What? Lighter?
yeah. Ooh, excuse me if anybody heard that burp. Sorry.
Sorry, it's a burping show.
It happened.
Mr.
It,
Force Mommy was gonna he's like, "Do you want me to get you beer?" And at first I said no, but I never checked to see if he got any or not. So I don't know if there's any out there or not. I was just pretending like there isn't, because otherwise,
I need to find a warm drink. Like, I don't like coffee. I don't
yeah.
like Bailey's would be a good option for me. But
They
I
have
need
like you can do tea and whiskey if you like some whiskey.
like cider with, was it whiskey that we did it with?
Yeah, that's probably
Do I
that's like you can do like especially like cinnamon whiskey, the cinnamon flavor whiskey, like Fireball, whatever. Oh,
Yeah,
Michigan, yeah.
there's like a hot cider drink, and I think yeah, it's like whiskey, and then you put like a splash of like citrus something in it.
Yeah.
It's like comes out just the right of sweetness, and
Oh, yeah, hottie toddy or
yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
I had a candle party where we served those. We had a fall candle party. Yes, I was one of those girls.
Boss babe. Uh-oh.
No, I didn't do it.
You
I
just
didn't do it.
hosted it.
Yeah, I would host parties. My sister would host parties. Like,
Hey,
yeah,
Mike.
like I still like on my mantle in my living room. There's like $200 worth of candle shit because I didn't want to pay that much, And then I'm like, dude, I'll just have a party.
Yeah.
So I had a party and I got those things and then a bunch of fucking candles to go with them. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude! I just spent $100 and got like $500 worth of shit.
That's the way to do it. Yeah, Daniel, it's actually snowing today. I said like it's been snowing every Thursday, like clockwork. It's been funny. So it snowed this morning and it just started snowing again. So it's chilly today and it's cold. And it snowed the other day. It's actually been snowing we normally we don't always get a ton of snow in November and December, but we're getting a handful little. And our mountains are getting a ton of snow, so that's good. That's where it like matters. So
I'm gonna have to come see you in the wintertime sometime. It's
yeah,
so
we could. You come out. We'll do a girls' trip and like get a cabin or something. Well, or just be at the firehouse. Or the forest firehouse, the forest house. It'll be fun.
I have to see if I can take a train.
Yeah.
Although I don't think I'd be any better on a train than I am on a plane.
Did you ever?
I don't like feeling trapped.
I get
I don't
that.
like it. The heights bother me, but I also don't like feeling trapped. Like, and then like when I hear about people like they'll be like, yeah, like my flight was canceled and then this happened and that happened, or like I had to sit between these people and like I just can't. Like I don't let my anxiety affect my everyday life too much, but there's certain things like you're no, not.
Yeah, it's like too much.
Yeah, so planes are definitely too much for me, for sure. But I wanted to travel the country, so I did. Just sit in the car. I was just lucky I had a friend who hated planes too.
So I mean, road trips are fun. I was talking to someone else about this. Sorry, Cece. I'm sorry it's too cold for you down there. I know you always got a little more warmer weather. Um, Depending on where you're going, obviously there's different costs and stuff, but like sometimes by like by the time you wake up early, get to the airport, travel, all that, like it takes just as long to drive sometimes. Like it's the same amount of time,
Yeah,
So I'm
like
like,
our drive
and
to
you're in control.
Colorado.
When you drive, you're in control, which is nice.
Yeah, Adam and I are the perfect couple because he hates other people driving him, and I don't like to drive.
Works out perfect. Works out great.
I remember one time I was like, well, I could, drive on trips to help you, and he's like, I'm good.
I get it. That's how my dad always was. Is he still pretty much is too? Like, unless he
Yeah,
absolutely needs my mom to take over, but otherwise he'll do the whole thing.
yeah. See, my mom drove a lot, even before my dad got sick. I think it was because my grandma never drove. So she was like, I'm going to drive, you know. But I don't know. Yeah, my mom drove a lot, except for on Saturday night when they went out.
He drove. Yeah, I mean, she worked and shit, so she did them, but now she's just like, it's, she's just rather not. And it's like something my dad would drive to Chicago from here all the time, even alone. Like, he just loves driving. It's so funny. But they're getting older now too. So now we used to always drive through when we were growing up, going back to Chicago and stuff. But now they get a hotel. So.
Yeah. We won't drive through when we come to Colorado.
Well,
Fuck
yeah.
no. Oh my God. Fuck no.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're like I can do to Wisconsin and Colorado in a day, but you guys are further east, so that adds a lot more time for sure.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be driving through many fun places either.
No, it's kind of
Like
boring. Yeah, Nebraska is kind of boring.
I looked to see like about where our halfway point would be, and it's like around if we're like Iowa. I was like, there's so many just things to do.
It's so like you can look at the farms and stuff.
I actually like driving through flyover states or whatever sometimes, but it can get a little bit boring. Kansas, that was a little rough to drive through. And then there was this weird fucking lightning storm, and I've never seen lightning like that before in my life. It was like explosions in the sky. I thought we were going to die. I thought it was just over. And I don't know what's wrong with me, but I go to the desert and it fucking rains. We went to see my sister twice, and she's like, both times you were here, it fucking rained.
In Las Vegas?
Yeah. Both times. And like, yeah, like they don't get a ton of rain. But yeah, there was a couple times I was there, it rained. I don't think it rained in Vegas when Adam and I were there, but we had a bad storm in Arizona. I think it was. I can't remember. I don't know if Adam's in the chat. He could probably remember.
No. A lot of our regulars aren't here. We got a lot of other people. Other than CC. We got Dolby.
Well, Adam had that like ear infection going on. It was like Tuesday, Monday evening or Tuesday. He was saying that his ear hurt and it just felt all clogged and stuff. And I'm like, well, there's a bunch of antibiotics in the cabinet. Take those.
Yeah, take it. I hate that when your ears feel clogged up from like a sickness. It's terrible. It's the worst.
Yeah. I have ear issues to begin with, and I have to put drops in my ear a few times a week anyways. So now when I get sick, if it's in my ears, I'm just in miserable, god awful pain.
Yeah.
And I hate putting the drops in my ears with Grayson, dude, because he tries to put like more in my ear, and he's like he's like at this stage where he's like, you do everything for me, let me do everything for you now, like. So it's like nice, but then it's like, dude, I don't need 20 eardrops in my ear, bro.
It's like two, honey. That's probably hard for him to like, he squeezes hard. He's like, he squeezes it hard, I'm sure.
But he's doing good, man. He's like doing more on his own. Like I sent the picture, like him cutting his own hot dog and stuff, like just stupid stuff like that.
That was so cute.
He got the oven mitt on because of the steam coming off the hot dog. He's like, ooh, it's hot. I need a glove.
Safety first.
So
it's too funny.
Crazy, throwing shit and whatnot. My dad did say his cuteness helped him get away with a lot. My dad said a lot. He was like, he's lucky. He's so cute.
It's true. I mean, that's how it works. That's how you get away with shit, right?
Yeah, and then, dude, it is no lie that like raising boys in a lot of ways is that meme. It's like 1 minute it's just like, I love you, mommy. You're so beautiful, and they give you a kiss and stuff. And then like 10 minutes later, it's like, I'm gonna throw something at you, like it's just like that's totally boys, dude.
Yeah.
Not all boys, but most boys.
Paul showed up. What up, Paul?
What up, Paul?
Is it snowing up by you, Paul? He said it was already -10 up there the other day. That picture he
Shit,
sent of the
fuck
dog.
that.
Ugh,
I was
burr.
so Paul. I was gonna make Adam drive us there 1 week just so I could see his dog. What? Okay, ask Daddy to get you that hot dog. But yeah, I was gonna be like, can we just like go see Paul so I can meet his dog?
Yeah. Give him a pillow. He need to bring his dog more pillows to tear up.
Right.
Oh, it wasn't -10. It was just 10. No big deal.
It was just 10 degrees. It was totally fine.
I've been up there in North Wisconsin when it was literally -20, and it was like, oh my God, that's just so fucking cold. Like, that's so fucking cold.
Yeah, this is about my limit here.
What is it outside?
Probably like, hang on, it should say on my phone. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't because I have it on my thing. Probably like 45, maybe. I don't know.
Oh.
Whoa. Uh-oh. So I guess it's just me now. And I can't see the chat.
I'm
so
back. I'm back. Okay. I don't know what that was. That was weird. What's 18 here? It's nice.
It's 18 degrees there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see, I definitely wouldn't be sitting outside here right now.
No, yeah, that's too cold. That's very cold.
Like this stays slightly a bit warmer in the breezeway this time of year, but once it drops down to those real cold temperatures, it's just like no difference from being in here to the outside.
Right. Yeah, it's just too cold. So our garage is too, and now we've been having. I remember when I was telling you how the cat was pooping inside for a while, and I thought maybe her tail got stuck in the thing. So we've had the thing, just the door part, like taped open. But I'm like, now it's fucking cold. Like, I need to tape that. Like, what are we gonna do? And he's like, it's fine. And I'm like, he's like such a daddy to that cat. Because I'm like, he's like, no, she needs it like that. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So silly.
That's why he doesn't want another cat, because that's his baby. He's like, I don't want it. I don't want any more babies. That's my baby.
Yeah, he's definitely a cat guy. Like, and that, like, she is like. I'm like, he'll like pet her. So I'm like, I wish you petted me that much as you pet her, for Christ's sake. Like,
right?
do I gotta like look like a cat? What the fuck?
So much. Like, because Adam, he just like adores Savannah, right? And he babies our female cat quite a bit too. But in the morning, he'll give me a kiss goodbye. He'll be like, honey, I gotta go to work. He'll give me a kiss, love you, bye. And then he goes to Savannah and he'll be like, bye, baby. You be a good girl. You be a good girl. Like, will you rub me like that and give
me I'm coming back as an animal if I come back.
Like, I don't get a pat on the butt in the morning and be a good girl.
Oh, love it. I love it.
Fucking A, man. See? That's why he don't get laid every day.
Well, I still think of you guys fucking everybody knows. Have you been following either the LP National or the LPNH, where like everyone's calling them anti-Semites and stuff, like for days on end? And then the LP, what?
I mean,
yeah, everybody. It was so funny. So the New Hampshire ones, they posted something yesterday where they put pictures of like of Jewish libertarians who are like who the people we like, and they like people were so ready to attack them and call them anti-Semites, and they tricked a bunch of these idiots. So it's like these kids are just sitting around on, I don't know, kids, whatever, are sitting around online just ready to call people anti-Semitic. Like that's all they fucking do, and they've been doing it. It was like days on end. They've been trying to call people anti-Semites and all this, and I'm like, there's something wrong with you. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's
Dude,
so bizarre.
It's an obsession with young people. Like I've seen it.
It's like they're like,
And
can't look at the.
and like just so many parents, like they don't care, they don't pay attention. Like granted with like old, well, it could be because those older kids' parents didn't pay attention when they were younger, because not like internet just got big in the past couple of years. But yeah, like the obsession with attacking people online is so weird to me, and just being so quick to call people anti-Semitic. And like, okay, like with Kanye, I am not a fan of Kanye. Like I like some of his songs, but I'm not a fan of him. I just yeah, he just fucking annoys me. I don't know. I mean, he just annoys me. But I will say, I don't believe he's a genius, but I do believe non-geniuses can have genius moves. And I do think he's making a very genius move right now, because if he would have said white men or white Christian men, nobody would have had a problem with what he was saying. But because he said Jewish men, it was like, and it's like, the only thing I hope is, and there's a lot of people who have seen it. Like I've said to people on Twitter, I'm like, would you have cared if he said that it was white Christian men that did that? Would you, you know what I mean? Like, I don't
know. No, and he's being like kind of funny about it. Oh, Paul says it's because you're racist. Though I just saw another clip of Kanye on like Pierce Morgan or something, and Kanye goes, the media, or he says like the media is the most racist out there, and Pierce Morgan's like, do you think the media is the most racist? And Kanye just goes, don't ask me a retarded question like that. Like it's just like, it's funny.
It isn't. Like what's funny is like the media in Hollywood is very racist. Like it is, and people try to like argue that it's not, and it's like, well, yeah, it is. And the only reason I know this shit is just because I really love music, and I used to watch like music history stuff with my dad. And like back in the day when like white kids started listening to black music, because like here was Elvis Presley, but Elvis Presley's music was more like a lot of black people's music. So then white kids started listening to actual black artists. And then white kids and black kids were getting together and found out they weren't that much different. It's like, oh, you like to dance? You like to have sex with the opposite sex? Your parents annoy the shit out of you too? Holy shit, we're not that fucking different, Like, oh, you have to put on your Sunday best to go to church? Me too. So all these kids started hanging out. Like, do you think it's just like by chance that rock music is more white now and rap music is, you know what I mean? Like, how often do you hear of like black rock singers anymore, when black people were like the ones who pioneered that? It was black dudes like jamming out on guitars and shit like that. And like, dude, like, look, I'm not saying all of Hollywood is like this, and I think us 80s and 90s kids benefited because we got to see this very, and I didn't realize it at the time, but this very special moment in time where like a black family wasn't perceived as different than a white family. Like we had Uncle Phil, we had,
Family Matters.
Family Matters. We had the Huxtables, like we had the Huxtables. It was TV shows after. But we had positive role models from both white and black. And then it started veering into this gang banging thing, and it was almost like every movie you would watch about black people was like fucking gang banging and shit, which I think were important movies to make about what goes on in the inner city. But what was wrong with, Eddie Murphy and movies like that and shit like that? Like, thank God for people like Kevin Hart who, still make, you know what I mean? But yeah, like Hollywood media, like you're the ones that sit there and tell all these people that they're racist, they're this, they're that, but it's like that's you. That's you. That's you trying to put people in boxes, not me.
It's and like going on that too, especially with like the black female artists too. They're trying to make them so raunchy and so like it's just like a culture they're trying to drive. And talking about media, you can literally look it up that the media, like newsrooms, it's always been undiverse. Like it's been known that they're like the most undiverse like phase, and they're the ones trying to call everybody else out for being racist. It's so stupid.
It's so fucking crazy to me, dude. I don't get how people. Well, there are a lot of people who do see it. Marina and I have had like talks about that, like you know, when I was growing up, and even with our age difference with her growing up, like I had like Whitney Houston, and she had more like Alicia Keys and stuff like that, and now it's like everything's just so raunchy, and it's not that we hate on everybody, because I listened to raunchy music before, like I listened to what was it, OPP. You remember that song?
Yeah,
Like, shit like that, or like Two Live Crew, but it's to the point where like everything is just so fucking raunchy,
like absurd, like so much, like just so like I understand what my parents were kind of scared of back in the day, but like it's so much worse now, and that's people like me noticing it. Where I'm like, why does everything have to be like that? But it does feel like it's a culture thing. Like they're trying to like tell people to be just like crazy. So I don't even know. I don't know how to explain it. I gotta turn my camera off for a second, but I'm still here. But yeah, it makes me sad too, because it's like it's great to see women in power and all that, but then they're just like, here's me like being weird and twerking on the stage, and like I saw a thing the other day where it was funny. What was it? It was a meme, and it was like, oh, like a feminist, whatever. And they're like, how dare you? I forget what was the other one. Now I can't remember it, but it was like this ugly feminist who's like, slut power, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, that's powerful, but then the slut was saying something to someone else like, you don't love women, or you know what I mean? And it's just like, you are degrading women just as much with that slut shit. Like all the like where they are showing their boobs and shit for protests. Like, bitch, you can find friends you can have a sexy party with, and you can show your boobs all you like. It's so dumb. Or all the abortion protests or other protests where they were like twerking in the streets and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Oh my gosh, it's so empowering to like fucking twerk. Like, drives me nuts, man. But hopefully Scarlett doesn't watch any of that shit. So,
well, did I ever tell you the story about she heard the phrase WAP?
yes, I think you did, and you got to explain it. You're like, well,
no, she looked it up, and we saw that she had looked it up, and I like I was like, so we can see everything you look up online, and she's like, yeah. I'm like, so you looked up WAP? And she's like, yeah, like I just heard the phrase and I didn't understand what it meant, so I just looked it up. And I was like, and she was like, now I regret all my life choices.
She said that? What was the description that like she ended up seeing?
Oh, it was yeah.
Was it bad? Was it like Italian?
No, it was wet ass pussy, Cardi B.
Oh, that. I was thinking WAP.
Yeah. Like oh no, it was when that Cardi B song was really big, and she heard somebody say it, and so she looked it up, not thinking anything of it, which is so rough because you want to tell your kids, if they don't know the meaning of something, to look it up. Because that's what my dad would say to me. He would be like, go get the dictionary and look it up.
But I just gave us $20. Get out of here, TT. Thanks for stopping in. Everyone go follow Terribly Tactical if you're not already. Thank you, TT. I love you. Um, no, yeah, that's the thing. You're like, look it up, but then like
But nowadays you're like, so we were like, if you hear a word that sounds very weird to you, um, you should just ask me and Dad, and we'll decide whether, you know. But you know what? I actually kept my parents' Webster's dictionary, and I have it in a box down there, and I'm gonna break that motherfucker back out.
yeah, that's fine.
Because at least, like with that, I know she's like looking up normal words.
Yeah, there's not like a whole like she got snowball and rabbit hole to all sorts of crazy ass shit. I remember one time I was still in high school when the Red Hot Chili Peppers Californication, that album came out. And I wrote it on my Christmas list, but I didn't know what fornication, I didn't know what that word meant. My parents are like, "What is this? What are you asking for?" That was funny. And then I learned what fornication meant. Love you,
I
TT.
remember for Christmas the one year I was 17, and um we would all have to like write out a few things that we wanted so we could all buy for each other, like all the siblings and everything. So I would usually write down some CDs I wanted because I had my new CD player that I paid for. I thought it was so cool. Couldn't afford them fucking damn $20 CDs at the time. But I wanted the White Zombie swinging, sexy, cool sound CD. This is like one of their remix CDs. I just fucking love that CD. So I put it on my list, and then my sister goes to the store and to get it for me, and then she calls my mom. She's like, "Okay, I just want you to know that I got this CD that Alice asked for, Mom, and there was a naked lady on the cover of it." And my mom's like, "Well, I'm sure she's probably seen a naked woman before, Corey."
Well, your mom was all chill.
Yeah, well, but my mom freaked out a little bit over music. When we were kids, we weren't allowed to go to concerts until we were 18 with our friends. Like I was allowed to go to Pink Floyd with my brother who was like 20 something. I
Was
was
it the
allowed to go to
real Pink Floyd?
It was the real Pink Floyd. I got to go to the Wish You Were Here tour when I was in 8th grade. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm a cool kid.
You are a cool kid.
Um, and I got to go see Garth Brooks. I saw Wayne Newton with my parents. And then, yeah, like I was so big into music. I snuck to a Pantera concert. Then I wanted to go to Marilyn Manson, and there was like really wasn't a way to get around it with my parents. And I like begged and begged my dad to go. And I'm like, Dad, like it's totally cool. Like I'm not a Satan worshiper. I just really like music. Like it's fine. Like I'll be fine. So my dad says yeah, and I end up like I don't know when it was, and I show my mom this picture of Marilyn Manson. He's got this fucking thing in his fucking mouth. I'm like, this is a concert I'm going to, Mom, and she's like, that's really great, Frank. You told her she could do this. That's really great, really great.
And you turned out fine.
Yeah, I turned out fine. But my parents weren't the types that were just like, um, let them listen to whatever they want and like don't talk to them about it. I actually struggle with that. I am turning out to be more like my mom than I thought I would be. My dad listened to all the music I wanted him to listen to. Scarlett sent me a bunch of songs, and I'm like, I think part of me doesn't want to listen to it because I'm like, damn, dude, like you're not my baby anymore. Like you're not my little baby.
She's not. She's not a little baby at all.
No, she is definitely not a little baby anymore.
No.
Sad. And Grayson's about to lose a fucking tooth.
Oh, his first one, you said, right?
Yeah, his first one. And I knew it was coming because he's sick. You know what I mean? He hasn't lost one yet. So it's like like when they're like 4 or 5, it's like it could be coming. But when they get to be like 6, you're like, dude, it's coming. Like they're gonna lose a fucking tooth. And yeah, like there's like you can see the tooth behind it poking through, and he's like, it hurts, and I'm like, your tooth is gonna fall out. He's like, no,
It is a weird thing then. We're all like, whoa.
right? Like I didn't really think about it. Like yeah, like it's wild. Like your teeth just start falling out.
And then we're sitting there like playing, like remember that? Like being playing with them and like they're like barely attached. Just like
trying to get that like glass piece off.
yeah, like it hurts them, and you're like, come on, like come on. Fuck teeth though.
I'm
Fuck
nasty
teeth.
again soon.
All
Cold
right.
out here though.
We're drinking the
I did.
beers.
I did save myself one shot of tequila so that it would warm me up.
For tonight?
Yeah. Well, it's not even a whole shot. Well, it probably is a whole shot, but I never take whole shots. Like
Yeah.
I take like little tiny shots. Except for the night of the vow renewal. There
Well,
were some big shots.
we were
Yeah, there were some
partying.
big shots.
Yeah, we were partying. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Marina and Jacqueline, we were standing there and Marina came over with shots and I was like, I'm not doing that big shot. She's like, you're totally fine. Just do the big shot. And I'm like, I can't. She's like, don't be a fucking pussy. And Jacqueline's like, girl, don't just shut the fuck up. And I did that shot and I was like, see, I'm gonna die now.
Which one was it? Was it the pineapple rum or what did you do?
I have no idea.
I love it. I love it. I was just gonna say.
I think I definitely annoy Marina a little bit with I just like a little. I'll just do like a little bit of a shot.
Yeah. Or we should make like I went out when I went dancing at fucking really late at night, my old ass out there, but that was a good night. But sometimes I want a shot, but I don't want like a hard shot. So I always ask, like, make me a fruity vodka shot. And then it's like, then it's kind of like a drink, but smaller, So I like that. And I'll still do shots. Although I really think I fucked myself up with tequila. Like I can't drink it anymore. So I'm taking a little break from tequila. Sounds
Do you ever
so
do
good.
fuckers?
Any what?
Fuckers?
Like sour apple pucker and stuff like that, or
like you do it's like sour apple, the sour apple pucker, and then some vodka in it. Like I don't know if there's like a mature name for them, but I always referred to as fuckers.
Yeah, that sounds good. I've had some weird ass shots in my day.
Yeah, they just taste like a Jolly Rancher.
Yeah,
With,
sour apple puckers, that's good. And they have a lot of other even Kinky Vodka makes like a pink one that's so tasty, and everything. They have all sorts of good tasty stuff nowadays. So pee time.
But I can hear you.
Okay. Secret Agent, Lord help FM. Lord help me, y'all. Lord help me. I was describing the Discord to someone today who is joining, and I'm like, you can talk very respectfully about Jesus, or you can post your dick. Whatever you want. It's true. I'm like, I love it. Everybody's so cool and sweet. I love it.
But somebody was being mean to Zora chick.
Not mean. They were just being creepy. They're just being so creepy, which I get it. It happens, but it's like you give an inch, and sometimes these creeps, man, they just. And so it made she felt really uncomfortable. And luckily, we didn't have to do anything. He left on his own, and it was all good. But we didn't want people talking about the Discord on Twitter for so there's that, and then I don't know. Although I talked about it on YouTube about the penis channel all the time, which is funny. So that's Secret Asian Man says incredibly diverse conversations over on the FMU, which I love. That's what I want. And people, if they don't want to see any sexy pictures, they don't have to. They don't have to go in. It says right there what it is. So it's all, everyone can just do their own stuff and make it good. So. But anyways, Yeah, I had a dream about Hex last night. It was funny. It was right before I woke up. This was one of those, like, right before you wake up, dreams are like, they feel really real.
Yeah.
At least mine do. But he got a yeah, secret agent. Exactly. You can flex on your new graphics card, or you can rant about the government, or you can post your dick, like, or you can do some naked exercise video or whatever. Like, there's so much shit going on over there. I love it. But in my dream, Eric July was hiring Hex to do a podcast with him too, and I was all like worried. I'm like, don't take him from me, but it wasn't like that. He was still gonna be my podcast friend too. So I had to explain, since I'm more involved with the LP stuff, this one lady she wasn't on Twitter. Like, a lot of them knew about the Sparkler video and stuff. So at one point, because somebody sent, it was all good fun. Somebody sent one of our board members how the Mises Caucus started, and it was our old guy who's like a nice, clean cut looking guy, and then how it's going, and it was like a screenshot of the Sparkler video. And so then I had to explain to our sweet vice chair. She's sweet. I was like, okay, so I raised some money by putting a sparkler right back. But she like loved it. And then I was like, oh, we need to do what would be funny, because some people would know, some wouldn't, is if I got, because they do it for weddings. A lot of people use sparklers at weddings and stuff, to get like a box of it and put the Mises Caucus logo on a box of sparklers or something. It would just be like, some people would know and some people wouldn't. And it would be so fucking funny. I would love to do that. And she was like, see, this is why it's great, because like, it's all about freedom. And like, this is why I like the people out here who I'm involved with, because they're very much like how we are, like how a lot of people, I think, on Twitter liked me because I was a little crazy, but they were like, she's free and crazy and she doesn't tell us what to do. And, like that kind of stuff. So I mean, a lot of people gave up on Colorado and stuff, but I'm like, I'm still here fighting, because like the people I've met now are like so awesome. It's so cool. I can see that lighter right there. I like how he said it right there in front of the phone. But
I'm going to be smoking last night because we're quitting smoking again.
Okay, good. Oh, it's funny. I haven't been going to any of the LP board meetings, but I watched this last one because I'm trying to get more involved, blah, blah. And all these, how there's like the weird Mises Caucus hate, like everyone just like, these people hate it. These people had speeches written out, and these were people who had run races in Colorado, and they didn't win because most of the people didn't win, but they wrote out these like whole things, how the reason they didn't win was the Mises Caucus in Colorado's fault, and all that. They had these whole speeches going off on people, like by name, like Carrie Ann is Karen Harlow's the pink hair lady. She's out here. So she's like,
yeah, she follows me and I follow her.
Yeah, she's really cool. So she's one of our, like, she's really good at meetings and stuff like that. And her husband is our chair of the LP. But anyways, so these people were just saying all this, like they were being so nasty. And then you know what they did? So first of all, blaming people for not winning is the stupidest fucking thing ever. Like, look, of course you didn't win. You're a libertarian. Like, none of the libertarians won. So they're like blaming the Mises Caucus, which the Mises Caucus helped them anyways. But they're blaming the Mises Caucus, and then they say their speeches, and then they all left, either getting off online or getting out of the in-person. They like stormed out. It's like, what the fuck? You guys are like fucking 7th graders. That's like 7th grade shit. And it just goes to show. I'm like, so we don't react to it, whatever. And it goes to show they're unwilling to work with anyone they don't like. Whereas we're like, we may not like you, but let's all work together. But they prove they're the opposite, that they're like, the Mises Caucus is all Republicans and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, they're just like all these stupid leftists who use like, you're MAGA Republican, just to try to invalidate you, and all that shit. And I'm like, it was so fucking funny though. I was just like, I was laughing so hard. Like, I was just like, did grown ass men just like give these speeches blaming other people and being like, we don't like them, blah, blah, blah. And then just like rage leave? Like, did that really just fucking happen? And it did. So it was funny.
I don't like, so we have a Ohio Mises Caucus here, but nothing like really happens with it. And
do you want stuff to I'll tell them to reach out to you if you want to do stuff.
I mean, I kind of do, but it's rough because like I don't drive and that sucks.
It could just be
But
like online, not volunteering necessarily, but yeah, I actually saw, because I'm in this Discord now with a lot of the Mises Caucus people, like that are like the state organizers and stuff, and I saw the Ohio people talking, like, and they're like, yeah, there's just not much going on here. I guess there's of course a little drama there too between Mises Caucus and non-Mises. It was just so stupid. I'm like, I hope eventually we can just drop the caucus name, because all of us are just how we are, where we're just like we want to work together, and if I don't like you, whatever, but there's just this derangement syndrome. Oh, that was another thing. The LP Colorado, we were calling out a mosh, and then the post had Dave Smith's name in it. Oh my God, did that trigger people? Did that fucking triggered people? Like there's this weird derangement, and it's all online people who like get their ideas from other people without like knowing anything. You know what I mean? So
yeah, they just hear something, repeat.
yeah. Oh, but my online group said this about that person, so it's true. Like, it's just people are still going on about the whole 12 shot thing with Dave Smith, and it's like, what the fuck? Did you watch it? Did you listen to it? Like, they're
Ow!
idiots. Oh. Are you gonna look at those posts I told you about?
No, I don't think so. Like, half of our freaking chargers in this house don't work. So I've been having to charge my phone through
the computer. Yeah. I hate that. Like, yeah, why do chargers stop working? They're just like fucking stop working. It's stupid.
Mine is partly because I have kids.
That's true. So, they're a little rough. They're rough on shit.
Yeah, they are. Well, one of the things I told Adam I want for Christmas is I want a lockbox. I was like, I want a lockbox to put my stuff in that, like, the kids and the animal seems to just get to. Like my lint roller. I bought a value pack of lint rollers that had like 3 handle lint rollers and then a 3-pack of refills, because I go through. I use lint rollers constantly, especially like doing laundry. I use them on the. I use them everywhere. They are a great thing to have when you have animals.
I love them.
They're all gone. Every last one of them.
They take them? What are they doing with them? The kids want a lint roll.
Yeah, like Scar has one in her room, so God only knows where that went. And then mine down here is like Grayson would get into, because, I think it's fun. And then he'd leave it somewhere, and then the dog would be like, oh, this looks chewable. I'm gonna have like mommy lock boxes everywhere.
Yeah, like a little safe or something.
Yeah. Like, dude, I told Adam, I was like, you have a gun safe, and I don't have anything for my stuff. Like, obviously, nobody wants your guns. Like, they all want my shit. They want my lint rollers. They want my makeup. They want my lotion. Everything.
Of course. Every time.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, like, I feel like I don't put out anything different to my kids than like my mom put out to me. And the one night we were getting ready to go to the party at Marina's parents' house, and I go to put my mascara on, and my mascara is gone. So I'm like, Scarlett, do you have my mascara? She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, give me my mascara. Like, I hardly wear any makeup at all. Right. I wear like a little bit of mascara and blush. So like, why
she takes it?
And she fucking takes it. And she comes running downstairs. She's like, here, this is mine. It's the same diff. And it's like, okay, first of all, no, this is not the same.
They are different. They're not, you like your regular one when you're used to your regular one.
I've been using the same CoverGirl mascara for like
since forever.
Like 10 or 15 years now. We use the same damn fucking one.
And she's like, I totally get that. It's kind of like that funny boomer meme or whatever. Like their dads would get so mad if you put the tool back in the wrong spot or shit. But it's like what I'm sure now it's like you understand it. Like you get it. You're like these kids.
Yeah,
I was
like you
always good
said,
about
yeah.
it. I
I mean,
tried to be good about it.
it's it's just wild to me because yeah, like I remember like trying to like sneak into my parents' stuff, like when my sisters were watching me and they would like sleep in and I would get up earlier, you know? Like I would like never physically take something of theirs from their room. You know what I mean? I might be in my mom's room, like my mom would put her perfumes in the fancy she would have like the you know,
With the little,
the yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, like I would be like 8, like, look at me, you know, or maybe trying on my mom's jewelry, but I would never take it from the room. I was like, I don't get it. Do I need to? I'm like, do I need to be meaner?
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I would never take shit either, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's wild to me, man. But
the
I'm sure.
comfort thing, I suppose. Maybe she's like, oh, she won't care. Or even if you take it, put it back. Like, just put it back. The
Yeah,
very fucking least.
yeah. I mean, it's not like when she does like Halloween stuff. I've ever been like, no, you can't use my makeup for your Halloween stuff. I'm just
Right.
like, no, you're not just gonna like take my fucking makeup. But yeah, for the Halloween costume that she did, like, but I'm like,
Put it back, please.
I was very annoyed.
Is she better? Has she been doing better about that? Putting stuff back?
Not really. We'll see.
Ugh. Well, you know.
Well, I don't know. She hasn't taken my.
Everything's it's gotta start somewhere, right? Like the structure shit's starting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. She hasn't taken any of my makeup since then because the next day I was like, I swear to God.
Well, and it's like you don't want to have to like lose, and then a kid can lose shit easier too. Where you're like, I have to pay fucking like $7 for this shit, so don't fucking lose it too. You know. I actually was buying some. I found like if I buy mascara on Amazon, it was a better deal, like the same kind I use. So I was like, oh, that's kind of. Sorry for all the. Yeah, it was like a little cheaper. Coming with Prime.
We'll talk about tool stuff. I will say, I don't find a lot of like tool stuff cheaper on Amazon.
Tool stuff.
Yeah, Home Depot's usually cheaper,
Oh
guys.
yeah. Yeah. I don't buy I don't buy any of that shit. Plus, there's probably 8 of them in the garage. The garage is a mess. Bless him. Bless his heart. Sorry, I'm sending a text really quick.
Sorry, guys, we're talking about makeup and stuff. Is First Shot in here even? Yeah.
No. Not like no one's in here, but whatever. We're having a good time. It's us. Now I'm like, maybe I should go get some alcohol. Maybe they only watch if like I'm like drinking or something.
Get that
See.
tequila.
Oh,
There's actually
anyways.
bourbon in there too. I wish I could drink bourbon.
Right? It's like classy, isn't it? Like I feel classy.
Right? Like,
But I actually have drank it, but then I would throw it up.
what? Yeah, because it's cold outside.
Secret Asian man, are you drinking? Because I was like, maybe I will drink like something, but I don't know.
You know how people will be like, ooh, I'll do the Colorado class in honor of you.
The what? Colorado what?
Oh, there's some vodka left. I have a Colorado shot glass.
Oh, nice.
Mommy, this is what I was got. Daddy is in the living room.
What are you having, Secret Asian man? Are you drinking?
Secret Asian man.
Oh, he'll have one. All right, maybe I should go get one. Hold on. I gotta go see what's out there.
Oh, wait. So bad. Oh, you can't really. It's got the Colorado Rockies on it.
Oh yeah, I like that. I should have got an Ohio one when I was out there. Oh, he's drinking bourbon.
Yeah. I get shot glasses like everywhere I go, and a lot of my shot, like a lot of if I wasn't as excited about the place, I would just get a cheap shot glass. But I
Right.
really like Colorado, so I got a nice, pretty one.
Nice.
You see how pretty it is with like glitters and stuff.
Oh, and it's like it looks bigger than a regular one. I'm going on a walk to see what kind of drink I have. When Daniel drinks bourbon, oh, that's something else. I used to drink a little wine, and then it started making me. I didn't like it, but now I'm like maybe I should drink wine again. I don't know.
I can't drink wine.
Well, it like hurts.
Yeah, I drank wine when I was younger because I was like, "Ooh, yeah, when you drink wine, I would be classy." And I felt all like I didn't even drink that much, and I felt all hot and like lethargic and like sleepy.
Yeah.
It just,
It
yeah,
gives me a headache.
yeah. Like I was like, I'm good with like beer and mixed drinks sometimes.
Trying to figure out what I want.
And then my family, I don't like my family used to drink the box wine.
Franzia.
Franzia. Always. It was a line decker staple here, man.
Oh yeah, that's your last name, your old last name, huh?
Yeah, I probably shouldn't say that, but whatever. I think people could probably find me at this point. Plus,
Yeah.
I watch Catfish, and I know how easy it is to find people, which is probably why I don't jump through hoops to hide it on
Yeah,
social.
it's easy nowadays. That's why I was just like, whatever. I didn't
Yeah,
care.
like I try to tell people, like if you showed your face, people can find your kid's face. So like,
Yes.
I get the whole not one of your kids famous or anything like that, but yeah, like people can find your kids, bro. Like it's pretty
Like,
easy,
yeah.
especially once they're older. But yeah, like watching that show Catfish, I was like, holy shit, dude! Like you can find so much shit about people in the most simplest of ways. Like you don't have to be that smart. You just have to want to do it. So like I know that upsets people, but I'm like, yeah, if somebody wants to find you, they're gonna find you.
Yeah.
They're going to find you.
But of course the people who get catfish don't like look into it. Ridiculous. No, yeah. That's why I pretty much got off of Facebook because I was like, hey, that was my real name and everything, and then like your family is on there so much. So if like someone wants, that's what happened to me is people like contacted my family and shit, and it was like, fuck this shit. I was over it.
God, I hope nobody ever contacts my family.
I don't.
Well,
I think
people
you're
are
fine.
usually surprised to meet my family because they're
Surprised?
yeah, because they're just like so much more conservative and well behaved than I am. I'll never forget Jacqueline. We were all sitting there, me, Jacqueline, and Marina, the one day. I think Adam was there. I'm not sure. So like we're all sitting there drinking and stuff, and I'm talking about my family, and I'm like, yeah, like my family's really conservative. Like my uncle's a pastor, my aunt, his wife, she gets up at like 5 a.m., prays for an hour, and then she gets my uncle up, and then they pray together, and like I'm telling her like all this stuff about my family, and Jacqueline looks at me, she's like, so what the fuck happened to you? I was like,
we're the youngest. We're the youngest, man. That's
like my mom's side of the family. I don't know. My mom's side of the family is Republican, I guess you could say. Because like my dad's side of the family is conservative, but they're not Republican. Like they don't. Like my uncle that was here, he's like, I've never been Democrat, I've never been Republican, but I think these Democrats like they're getting really weird, huh? And I'm like, yeah, a little bit, Uncle Dick, a little bit.
Yeah, like cause that's how I've been like kind of, especially over the last 2 years and shit. Like conservative is just more the values you live by. It's not necessarily like a political thing. Obviously, it gets wrapped up, but that's how I've kind of been looking at it.
But yeah, like my mom's side of the family is very much like Republican, and yeah, they're the reasons that I say it's easy. It was easy for a lot of people to believe that Republican and racism went hand in hand because like that's what we grew up with, and people will be like, well, was it racism or was it was like, no, dude, like my family members would straight up say the N-word. I remember clear as day my aunt saying he's pretty smart for a hard fucking R, dude, and I was like, what? Because like the way I grew up, like you don't say that, like you don't look at people like that. You treat people as individuals. You have no right to judge anybody by the way they dress, look, anything. Like you don't
Yeah.
do that to people. And I'm just like looking at my mom, like, oh. And like I asked my mom later, and she's like, it's not worth the argument. It's not worth my mother's Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever to get into an argument with your aunt over that shit. She is who she is, and like a lot of people will argue that, and it's like, well, maybe you've never actually lost somebody before, but I would say when my grandmother was on her deathbed, my mom would look back at times and be like, you know what, it's good that I didn't make a big deal out of things like that and ruin my mother's last year.
Yeah, it was like it was at the point in there. It's like a lot of people joke about that, like, oh, the racist grandma or whatever. But it's like they're so in a different part of their life. Like they're just not. Even if you said something to them, they wouldn't be able to like change. They're not gonna like do some like self reflection and change shit and they mean it terribly, but not. I don't. Yeah, I know.
I'm not saying it can't happen, but like I get where my mom was coming from. Like
Mhm.
that fight with her sister-in-law wouldn't have been worth it because my sister-in-law or her sister-in-law, my aunt, she wasn't going to change her mind. She was who she was. Like I always joke about her. I was like, dude, I bet you her family owns slaves and she's probably proud of it.
Probably. Secret Asian man, did you get a drink? I got one. He says he looks forward to Thanksgiving conflict. That's just me. Luckily, my family wasn't ever like, even out here, the Italian family, but we didn't grow up out there. But they would always like the couple of Christmases and Thanksgiving I went to with the Italian family. Oh my God, they all just fucking fought the whole. It wasn't even politics or shit. It was just like fighting.
Fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My intermediate family, we don't really do even like there's been times where we could have and I should have probably called them out on some shit, but it's like whatever. And they all realize now, especially with the COVID shit, oh, maybe Forrest Mommy was right about some things at that point in time, like I think they get it now. Is that finished? Boom. Secret Asian man, what kind of conflict do you get into? Like just political shit?
Oh wait, this is Tito's I'm drinking.
Oh, well, that's good. That's a good shot. That's what I put into my cranberry too. It's Tito's.
There, I have a tiny bit of tequila.
Where are all our normal people tonight? It must just be an off night.
I'm
Oh, you
not
should.
going to be
Oh, you're
here
not.
to stream like at all next week.
That's fine. And then I'm not like the first week of December. I can't do a Thursday, and we're taking after this coming Sunday. We're taking 2 Sundays off too for that show. So it's okay. It's holidays,
Holiday season. Yeah, like because next week we leave Thursday to go to Niagara Falls. So I just like if you guys do the
When maybe we'll try to do that the Wednesday night or something.
if you
If I
guys
don't.
do Wednesday, I might be able to hop on for a little bit. So at least
Okay.
but then Thursday, yeah, we'll be in Niagara Falls. So, and I just found out. Have you ever been to Niagara Falls?
Never.
Are you serious?
No, I've never
So
been.
well, we should go there one year, like in the spring, summer. But we would definitely have to want to try and go during the week because on the weekends it's fucking chaos. It's fucking chaos. Um, but you can go on like the Cave of the Winds and shit. You're like right up there on the falls, and it's just
You can go on a little boat too, can't you? Sometimes.
the Maid of the Mist, and then now
Yeah.
they have jet boats too. But
Ooh.
yeah, like all that shit's really cool. But they light up the falls at night. They like shine lights on them and stuff. But for part of November, I think it's like November. I think it's this weekend through next weekend, and then the next weekend they are doing like a special light show, and I'm like,
When you guys are gonna be there?
yeah. So I'm really like I think it starts at like 7 at night, so it'll be cold, but we gotta
Right.
just go back to it. Good.
That'll be fun. I bet that does look super cool that lit up. There's so much tourist stuff out here, but there's this one thing called Seven Falls, and it's like there's just a bunch of waterfalls, like, and they
Right.
light that up at night, and it looks so cool too.
Oh,
Oh, secret. His family from out of town are all liberals. Nice. And he's are you full Chinese, secret Asian man, or half? I forget. But I would just say that to liberal if like liberals, if I was like a different race and any liberal argued with me, I'd just be like, you're only arguing with me because you're racist. I'd love that. You can't do that though, shit. You can't do like with my Twitter account, I keep saying like, you guys are doing this just because I'm a woman. You guys took it away from me. And well, Paul told, which I didn't realize this, but Paul told me the only way to get in touch with YouTube like help is through Twitter. And so now that I'm monetized on YouTube, so I keep putting that in the thing too. Like, hello, the only way I can get help is through Twitter. So is it the white ones that are the liberals, secret Asian man? I don't know. I went and met this dude the other day. He has a building out here. He's a cool dude. He's like not libertarian necessarily. He's Mises friendly because we were looking for meeting spots and stuff like that. And he was like, there. It was so stupid that the gal that was running. Oh, the in-laws. Okay. The gal that was running for the GOP out here, which it was so political and stupid. The news made it a fucking joke. She was like stupid, and he was like, they are so dumb because where he is, it's kind of like in a where there's just more minority owned businesses and stuff like that part of town. And he's like, she was such an idiot to not come here because there's all these. His business partner, I think, is Korean, and then there's all these businesses around it that are owned by like Indian, like like all these immigrant business owners, which they're more conservative, like in they're just more conservative. And he's like, she missed like this is who we need to be reaching out to is like the immigrant like worker business owners and stuff like that. But like they're just so stupid. It's so dumb. So on the bright side, most of them like for me to take them to the gun range. Oh, that's good. At least they like to shoot guns. I mean, who does like once you shoot a gun, like all these stupid like it's like go do it and then tell me it's not, especially like an AR. Like all these, I'm like, go shoot it. When you shoot an AR, even if you suck with guns and have never shot that much, with an AR, you can hit the like target and like you get good. It's easy to hit the target, and then you're like, holy shit, this is cool. So. Oh, sorry, Daniel. He's got a commie lid.
I've never shot RAR.
You got to go do it. It's so fun.
I shot an AR-22. I've held our AR and stuff and like to see what's the word I'm looking for? It's like how it felt. I guess you could see in my arm. Like, and I will say this: as soon as I held it, I was like, now I get why so many women say they feel very comfortable holding this gun.
Oh, yeah. And when you shoot them, there isn't like, they're not the ones that are like going back, there's not a ton of like recoil. And like I said, you can like, you're hitting a target within it just feels good. That's what I wish people could get. I'm like, they hate gun people. And I'm like, go hit a target and you'll love it too. Like, it's just so fun. But they're like, no, only cops should have guns, but defund the cops and we hate cops. And
right.
Just everything they believe is so like two-sided and stupid and very easy to logically pick it apart, but they just can't. Someone posted on Instagram, I think it was Austin Peterson or whatever, but it was like this thing about someone like the Socialist Party, and they printed this thing out and they're like, capitalism, blah, blah, you can't, blah, blah, blah. Like, I should read it. It's so stupid because I'm like, it's all about owning things together. I'm like, do they not understand under capitalism, you can have just you working a business. You can have a co-op with other people and have like, they're just so stupid and they're like, no, capitalism is only a dictatorship with an owner and employees. It's like, no, capitalism is you having the choice to do it different. Hey, Welsh Republic. It just, it was so stupid. I actually want to read it because I want to pull up. You're telling me independent.
Well, we don't have pure capitalism here. There's a
right. Yeah, that's the thing. We don't. People.
There's a lot of government interference on things.
It's all government interference.
I mean, I totally get that there's people that would take advantage if we had no child labor laws. Like, I do. I get that there's white trash fucking mamas that would be like, you're 5 years old, you're ready to go work 40 hours a week for mama while I collect food stamps and shit. Like, I get that, dude.
And that happens anyways, especially like in this inner city. Like, little kids sell drugs.
But some kids are smart and use their mom's food stamps to buy pop and then sell it. I've read this story about this kid, and like, he would always feel so bad because his mom was like working 2 jobs and their dad just like never really bothered with them. Mom got food stamps and stuff, so he started buying all these sodas, and then he would sell the sodas, and then he started buying chips, and they started saving all this money and shit, and now he fucking owns a business and shit. And like, that, I'm not saying it's good for people to live in poverty but I'm saying like that kind of like drive is just so fucking awesome to me, because I'll tell you what, my parents struggled and I was never.
And if the government was involved, that kid wouldn't be allowed to sell that stuff because he didn't have a license and blah, 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 you know.
Right.
Here, I'm gonna read this to you. What is socialism? Socialism and capitalism are economic. They deal with your job, they deal with what your job is and who is in charge. Capitalists believe the workplace should operate like a dictatorship where one person calls the shots, the CEO. Socialists believe that everyone who works in a business should have a say in the operation. Socialists believe we should have democracy in the workplace. If you believe in democracy, freedom, and equality, you are a socialist. But I'm like, you can literally have co-ops right now. And they're all like, well, we need the capitalists keep the capital from them. And I'm like, what do you need the capital for? Well, we have to pay the government all these fees. And I'm like, that's your fucking problem, is all these fees that the government makes you to start a business. It's the government that makes it fucking hard, not fucking some dude like with money. It's just so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, like, Adam and I were just talking today, like, earlier in the year, Adam had a lot of job offers, you know, throughout the years and whatnot, just because with the job that he works, he meets a lot of like subcontractors and people that run other companies and shit. So he got offered a job that was more worth him being like, maybe I should quit this job and go to that job. So he told his boss, like, I'm going to quit, you know, like, I mean, I'm fed up. Like, I've been here for how long? Like, this company is offering me this. And like, his boss came back and said, okay, I don't want to lose you because you're too valuable to the company. And pretty much gave Adam pretty much everything he wanted, you know? So it's like,
no, Adam should have started a union to get that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, I always tell, like, and this is something, like, with Scarlett getting older, and she's only a couple years from being able to legally work, and, like, yeah, a lot of places only hire at 16, but we, like, have a couple small restaurants and stuff. Like, there's a little shake shop that if she wants to at 14, she can walk right up the fucking hill and go work there, you know? Because they hire at that age. And, like, I tell her, make yourself irreplaceable. Like, make it so that if you leave a job, they're going to feel it. You know, like when I left Burger King, they felt it. They felt that shit. Like, they didn't want me to
Because
quit.
you did more than even probably you were required to do too. Like you knew how to
Right.
do
So, yeah.
everything.
And I wanted to make more money, and McDonald's offered me more money to go and work there. It was not that far. Like, they're like 500 feet apart. But I was like comfortable at Burger King. I'm like, yeah, I'll move up. And then like I just got fed up with it. Like the boss there like promised me this raise. Like, yeah, you're gonna get, oh yeah, I got you a raise, blah blah blah. And the raise was 10 cents. It was 10 fucking cents. And you know what, everybody? That Burger King closed this week.
Oh, did it? Just like the Burger King where you met? Oh, First Shot. Look who shows up fucking almost 2 hours late as First Shot. Good Lord. That's funny, the Burger King closed.
Yeah, and it was shit fucking managed. Like, the
Was
guy
it a
that
franchise? Was it a franchise?
It was a franchise, and the dude owned like maybe I think like 4 or 5 other Burger Kings, and he was like the cheapest fucking dude, And it drove me fucking nuts, man. Like it just like no wonder your workers are shit.
Yeah, and that's like the whole thing with like First Shot. You were doing family stuff. Okay, whatever. Next time we come First Shot. No, just kidding. That's the thing with like if we did have real capitalism where losers weren't propped up by the government or whatever, like that's what should happen. People be like, you are treating me like shit. I'm leaving. I'm going to work somewhere else. Like that's what's supposed to happen. The competition and everything like that is what's supposed to happen. But we don't really have that.
That did happen with that Burger King because all these other places are offering all this money for people to come and work there, and they're not.
Yeah.
People don't want to work there, dude. Like, you think a fucking 17-year-old is going to listen to your ass fucking up their ass over fucking burgers and fries when they can go down the street and make $2 more an hour? Possibly 3 or 4?
Oh, yeah.
No, they're not going to fucking do it, dude.
Yeah, they're out here. Some of the fast food places, like Paul was here First Shot. I think he left. In the area where I grew up, which is a nicer area and shit, like they're offering fucking $20 an hour. Which I know inflation, I know shit's different, but like, damn, I will do that. Like I don't know. But the thing is, this was what we've talked about.
I was about to go get a fucking job, man. I was like, what the fuck?
We talked about.
I was like, Scar can watch Grayson for a few hours. I'm like, go fucking work and make fucking
a little extra, make the cigarette money for the week or whatever. Yeah, like, and we were talking about this too, and it came up on Timcast where everyone's like, well, you're just a burger flipper, blah, blah, blah. But if you worked there, like when you worked at Burger King, you learned how to do everything there. Like you learned how to be a manager if you wanted, like, like it's just like, people don't understand you don't just show up, which we've all seen it. And I think we're just different minded. Like every time I remember I hosted at a restaurant one time. I was a host. It was a breakfast buffet on the beach in Virginia Beach. Well, everything would get backed up and the buses would get backed up. So I would go help them. Like you do everything you can. Yeah. You know what I mean? But people don't like, and I remember they told me to like not bus tables. I'm like, what the fuck does it fucking matter if I'm helping bus tables? We can sit people faster. Hey, Escape from Babylon. Yeah, it's different. I think actually going to the Bible camp, well, my parents too, just how they made me work and were entrepreneurial, but like the Bible camp especially helped me like learn how to work and this, like you said, you become invaluable. Like the one job I had as a bookkeeper, like I did everything. And like if I had left, like it would be bad, like when you do everything and like know everything that's going, that's like people look down on secretaries and stuff a lot. And I'm like, the secretary fucking knows everything usually. And they don't get paid very well, but they know everything that's going on. Usually the boss doesn't know fucking shit. And he has to ask them. I was about to say her, but that would have been sexist, but them anything, they know the whole fucking deal. It's like, you have to become valuable. I say this as someone who hates fucking working and doesn't have like a real job right now, but like it's all about what I've learned along the way. So again, I can hold those thoughts in my head. First Shot. How's your week been, First Shot? First Shot's been liking my stuff on True Social. He's been being sweet. Thank you. It's so stupid over there though.
It is.
I love it because it's like Twitter. The setup is like Twitter. But the people suck. It's quiet. There's nobody there. There's not a variety of people like there is on Twitter. That's
Right.
like Twitter is like you're not in like a total echo chamber and shit. So, you know, it's been pretty good. Oh, good. I guess it's just a chill night for everybody.
How about the fact of we won't say who, but the 22-year-old I know that still has never had a fucking job.
Like, what do the parents, do they just like, they're just like give him money, or like what does he fucking do? You said he games a lot, right?
Yeah.
And those are the kids who are like into communism. You know? My parents are my slaves.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. My parents were always like, this is the type of attitude my parents had. And this is like pretty much word for word shit they would tell me. Whatever life you want to live, you're going to have to work in some way, some form. If you want a simple life, you're still going to have to work for a simple life. If you want an extravagant life, you're going to have to work for that extravagant life. Like, we are not rich, and even if we were, we wouldn't give you all that shit because we want you to earn what you have. And like, I don't get how people aren't getting this concept because like Adam and I, we like a very simple life. I don't like fancy cars. I don't like fancy things. I don't like I'm just
You're not going and getting your eyelashes done and your nails done all the time. And,
yeah, and I'm not even knocking on people that enjoy the finer things in life because I think there's this attitude that if you enjoy the finer things in life, then you're just materialistic, and I don't think that's true.
But you have to work for it.
You have to work for it. I think there's a lot of people that enjoy the finer things in life that still enjoy being a mom, being a dad, family shit, whatever. But you have to provide those things for yourself. Like, you can't expect it to just fucking come to you. It's not just gonna fall in your fucking lap. Like, I mean, for some people it does, but like, I mean, you're not fucking Paris Hilton. You're not Donald Trump Jr. Like,
or like, look how much more you appreciate your life because you did work before. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel like we've talked about this before too. Like, before women get dependent, they should have to fucking work so they know, like, they don't run up the credit card or some dumb shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, so it is sad. Oh yeah, the commies are like, I shouldn't have to work to stay alive. We don't need to do that. And it's like, bitch, if you had to grow your own food and like farm, you will do 50 million different jobs a day, and you will work from sun up to sun just to stay alive. And they're like, well, we shouldn't have to work. We shouldn't have to work.
Oh yeah, the people that are like, humans weren't meant to do this and humans weren't meant to do that. And it's like, who do you think is going to supply you with all the shit that you fucking need?
They want slaves. They want slaves. Yeah. If you bring it to the logical conclusion, they want slaves.
Yeah. Could you imagine, like, with Adam's job of building these huge outdoor places, like
manual labor.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, he'll have hundreds and thousands of dollars of jobs open at a time that he's working on getting done. And it's like, could you imagine if they were like, we only work 25 hours a week here? It would take years. Yeah. It would take years to get that shit done.
Yeah, it's true. When you have to finish something to get paid, that's different. And that's what these like young kids don't get. Like, I tell them too, I'm like, in real estate, sometimes I'll work 6 months with the client and I don't get fucking paid. Maybe I don't ever get paid with them. And I put all that work with, but they don't understand that. They think and I'm like, but that's like, they want this socialism shit. I'm like, just work they don't get it. Like, you have to work for free sometimes if you want to own your own means of production, shit like that. First Shot says, maybe parents are waiting too long to have kids, so they're more like grandparents to the kids than parents. I don't know. Maybe. They don't want to do manual labor. That's why this whole fucking college shit happened, is because, like, for some reason in the 90s, people got, like, snobby, and they're like, I don't want to do a blue-collar job. I'm going to go to college and just be rich right away. And it's like, it's like, fuck
And then they
you.
found out that they're not going to be rich right away. And like that's another thing. Like some jobs you have to be really, really good at. Like I think so many people have this attitude, like, okay, I'm going to get a degree and I'm going to make a bunch of money. Like the other day, my cousin and I were talking about started looking at different trade stuff she can do at the trade school that's by us. And like one of the things is cosmetology. And he's
Hell
like, I hope she
yeah.
has, and he's like, I hope she has a rich husband. And I was like, dude, my friend makes like 80 grand a year.
And even if she gets that when she's young, like you have it and you could do something else
Yeah,
eventually.
but the thing is like I also know somebody else who worked at Great Clips because they suck at it. Just because you go to school and you get a degree, it doesn't mean you're going to be good at the actual job. Like
Right.
being a hairdresser, it's not just about cutting hair. You have to be good with people.
Get your own clients.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. You have to build a clientele. Like I don't even go to my girl anymore because it's like she moved up so far that I'm like, I can't even afford you anymore. And that's what happened with my last hairdresser. Like, I can't even afford
so expensive. And the thing is, if you learn, you have to learn how to work. And if you get a degree, yeah, you do learn to work a little in school because you have to do these things.
Right.
But it's not the fucking same. You still have to like learn how to do this shit. So
Dude, you have to be good at it. Like we've talked before with social workers. You know, you can make a really good living off of being a social worker, but you have to be really, really good at that job because guess what? When you have a job as a social worker, you're going to run into people like me. And people like me aren't always the easiest to deal with, you know? And I don't say that in a bad way, but like if you're a social worker and here I am sitting there, like I've been through so much fucking shit and you're trying to look at me like you're going to figure me out through a fucking book that you learned in school, I'm going to laugh at you and I'm not going to want to see you again.
nice.
But the social workers that were really good at their jobs were the ones that like actually really helped.
Right.
That didn't look at me like, okay, well, my book says this.
They know people. First Shot says his daughter's taking a tour of the vocational school. That's perfect. And guess what? That's what like we're trying to tell these people like, hey, you can you can graduate high school with a certificate and something half the time. You don't have to like do it for the rest of your life, but sometimes it can help you make enough money where you can pay for other college or whatever, like down the lane. Like, I don't understand why, like, well, I do because of the whole money grab with government and college and all that shit. But it's like, I just don't get. I guess we're just lucky that we have parents who were workers. I came from blue collar and shit. So like, I'm thankful for that because it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, like my parents never pushed college.
Yeah, mine didn't either.
My parents were more like pushed for success.
Yeah.
But they weren't like just like success is about making a bunch of money. Right. And I think a lot of people see it that way. Like success to them was being able to take care of yourself, having a healthy personal life, whether you're married or not married, like, your personal life matters just as much as your career. But I think we've gotten to a point, and I thought this when I was younger, but I think it even more now, where like people just think their personal lives don't matter at all, and all that matters is career, career, career. And people just want to be rich, rich, rich. And I don't know, like it's just so crazy to me. Like I'll come across people on Twitter and I'll be like, well, I homeschool. They're like, oh, well, it must be nice to be rich. And I'm like, I'm not rich.
Yeah, but they think, oh, you must have taken out all these school, like they think you're in debt and all this shit. Like that's the only understanding they have. Like that's why my life, I can live how I live, is because you don't have debt. Like it's just, people are just so dumb. Or they're like, well, I took out a bunch of debt so I could go travel Europe in my early 20s and everyone probably did that. It's like, no, it's school. Yeah, exactly. First Shot. Like it's just something to get under your belt right away. And if you don't use it forever, my brother's wife, was always cosmetology. And guess what? My brother worked for my dad for a long time, washing windows, manual labor. And they opened a hair salon, and then they eventually sold it and made a shit ton of money. And they worked their asses off running it, and she just did hair and shit and all that. So it's like, but if something happened where because that's what the commie thing is. They want slaves to work for them. They want, they want all of the other people to like, we want us to pay their debt and shit, even though they made the choices. And they're like, we shouldn't have to suffer and work 3 jobs. And I know I've said this a million times, and I was like, bitch, when I was on my own at 18, I was working fucking 3 jobs, serving your ass while you were on college loans, and like, why do you think you get to skip that step? Like, it's just a weird thing. And yeah, you know what? Life shouldn't. And I say this now, it's such a fucking spoiled trophy wife, but like, life should, like, I don't get how they just think it should just be. So it is a parent thing with the the 90s and shit. Just everything. Kids are so coddled now. They don't even fucking, like, thank God in my brain, because my parents would have, if I had stayed at home, they would have, like, I would have had somewhere to live and shit. But like, thank God I was like, no, I don't want nothing to do with your money or nothing. Like, I'm out, and now I like everything's fine. It's just, it's just, I don't get it.
Yeah,
It's the Gen X. It's all the Gen X parents out there. No, and the millennial ones too, the older millennial ones.
I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I haven't been at a regular job in years. And I don't know, when I was working back in the day, like, there was a lot of fucking lazy ass mother fucking kids, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just today. Like, it's been happening. And you know what else annoys me is like all the it's like I see so many people say it, they'll be like, oh, these fucking potheads. And I'm like, dude, whatever. Like, I worked in a car wash. The potheads were the hardest workers. It was like the snobby kids that were like, I'm not gonna do that.
Exactly. Yeah, that was all I did was pot in my 20s when I was on my fucking own. And I kept healthy and everything. So like, yeah. So I've always been like, shut up about potheads. We're cool. Yeah, and then the rich kids were the ones who were always like, they're punk rock. It's like, you fucking live in a gated community. Uh-oh, you in trouble? Are the cops coming for you?
Hope not. Grayson's got to go to bed, though.
Oh, you got to go do that?
I'm going to go tell Adam to get him ready for bed. Because Adam is not watching us. He is watching The Walking Dead right now.
Oh, nice. Welsh Republic, yeah. Car washing. You know what else is cool? I know someone who does, they have their own company where they do detailing, and they just go to people's houses and detail their cars and make like a fucking ton of money. And there's like no overhead, basically, just your fucking supplies. Oh, that's nice. First shot. That's fun. I actually wish, because my brother had gone to vocational school for his junior and senior year, and he graduated with a HVAC certificate. And they had still offered that program when I went to high school, but they didn't tell anybody. They didn't tell me. And I'm like, damn it, I wish I would have even just gotten my beautician's license and all that shit, because it's stupid. Oh yeah, for sure. They totally do. That's what, like, it's funny when like people are so against them, but I'm like, yo, that's who works. You want your fucking house, you want your drywall done? Guess who's going to be doing your drywall and doing it good? So,
not people spending a bunch of money on a 4-year degree.
No. Yeah, it's like it was the Mexicans who fucking risked their life, and they're working their ass off sending the money back too. It's like they don't even keep all the money. It's such a different culture from like, and we are spoiled because I'm, like I said, like, I know, I get it, but I would never be a fucking commie or socialist, because it's like, how do you fucking not get it? Like, how do you not get that shit? Once it goes to that, you have no choice. And like I said, this isn't real capitalism, but it's like, at least there are choices right now. At least I can work as a broker on my own, and the things I do. But once you have socialism, like, how do they see that as so? I don't get it. And half of them are like living off their parents until they're 30. And it's like, it's not going to be like that. They really think it's going to be just like them gaming all day and still like surviving. That's not how it's gonna fucking be, you morons. I don't get it. And I definitely don't get people who like have businesses that are like, no, we're like someone I knew was all about commie shit. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Anyways. Oh, everyone on Sunday, we're having Welsh Republic podcast. Will be on Golden Showers, by the way. I don't know if you're still in the chat, Welsh. It'll be a later show, which I got to tell I got to tell Hex and Paul, but it'll be a little later than normal. It'll actually be 7:30 Eastern, so that's when we do it. Oh, and tomorrow morning, I'm having my friend Sean on. He's been fighting January 6th charges since then, and something kind of major happened. So he's coming on tomorrow to talk about that. And what else? Oh, and then I'm going to do something else in the afternoon with my friend Kyle. And then I think that's it till Sunday. Thomas. Oh, did he? Secret Asian Man? Oh, now you show up, Stoner. That's funny. And then I actually know a lot of people, Secret Asian Man, who were like very, they were Bernie bros. A lot of people who were Bernie bros. And then they realized, oh shit, that's stealing from people to like to do what Bernie wants. Who's else? He said facts. Oh, that's funny. I'm a master basket baker. I don't know if my milkshake would, but my baking and stuff would. Oh, the birthday party. Yes, that was Sunday first shot. We watched Yellowstone and had like just 6 people total came over. Not everyone's showing up. Love you, Stoner. Did you see the picture of Tanner I posted in the Discord before you ask where Tanner is? It was cute. He's downstairs enjoying the fire right now. Oh, you're out in LaSalle. What are we doing out there? Yeah, so Mr. Forest Mommy is 55 years old now. This is my old man. It was funny. Oh shit. I was telling him that's how Mr. Forest Mommy's birthday party.
Yeah, it's cold.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I was laughing because Mr. Forest Mommy, so he's 55 now. And then Hayden, who I went dancing with the other night, he's a little younger than me, but not like a ton. And his parents are like 56 and stuff. I was like I was laughing so fucking hard. Oh, you went to the Armadillo. I love the Armadillo restaurant. Stoner.
Armadillo.
First shot, he's actually had like he lucked out because he was a fireman with the feds and like already has a couple retired. He's still working and now he's got my ass to take care of. So, you know, eventually it'll turn where I make more money or I make money more. But until then, I love him. He treats me so good. I heard your milkshakes may or may not. Yeah, you know what? Not everybody likes me. I don't think I told you this, Alice. I found out that like some of these anarchists on Twitter, the anarchists who are always like saying shit and criticizing everybody, but they don't do shit. You know, they don't do anything. I guess they were like really mad about my sparkler video. I'm like, and they were talking, which I knew people talk shit about me in group chats and stuff, but I guess like so someone else was like, they kicked me out because I guess someone said some shit about me and they were like, shut up. And then they got kicked out for defending me. And I was like, oh, thank you for defending me. But like, how dumb. Like, I guess there was all sorts of shit talking going on about that, but no one said shit to my face except for Clint's ex-girl. They're not together anymore, by the way, him and Ashton. Like I said, so she was the only one who said something, like actually said something to me, but like all these other people, I guess, were talking shit behind my back. But whatever. I still made it. Tell them, are you tired? You need to go. We can go. It's been over 2 hours.
I was about to say, I thought they were anarchists. I thought
that's what was funny. But the anarchist, I'm like, what? Like, what do you care? But whatever.
I mean, I get like
the devil. Hex is here for a second. Hey, Hex.
What up, Hex? I mean, anarchists can definitely still have morals or whatever you want to call it.
They were like pissed I did it.
Not that I don't know.
And it's funny because if people know me, then they're like, oh, like it really wasn't a big deal to me. Like people still like, I don't know. I like it. It was a good litmus test for people too. Like if you follow me, like deal with it. it.
Yeah, people are fucking weird.
They are weird, especially online, especially in like online when people get into groups and stuff. They turn into fucking little like gang leaders. They think they're like, there's girls for 2 years. They were telling people not to like me. They're just mean girl shit. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay. Daniel, he's blacklisted from, I think, is that Puerto Rican community because they made a joke about a former Rangers only fan. What's PR? Oh, Power Rangers, Puerto Rican. Power Rangers. The Ranger actress wasn't even offended. Yes, other people get offended on that. Happened to me just on Instagram the other day when I made that post about people will me too they'll me too an awkward sexual experience. Like obviously I'm very specifically talking about that, and this girl's like, oh, you don't think rapes happen? And it's like, fuck off, you dumb bitch. Like, why would you purposely misinterpret that? So, oh wait. Oh, are we taking the house? The R's are maybe taking the house. No, the R's and they're still gonna like fucking send the R's don't care. They're still gonna send all that money.
Yeah.
Thomas Massey will vote. You're not on the fringe first shot. You're not ultra MAGA anyways. I feel like everybody's heart is like liberty minded. It's just that politics is a fucking game that's out there to play.
Yeah.
So. And I don't care. Like, I don't fucking care. Obviously, we get along just fine. And plus, first shot, you call me hot. So you will always be my fucking friend. Like, come on. Oh, Daniel. You're Italian, Daniel. Do you want to keep going or how do you feel? You good?
Yeah, I'm going to go inside. Grayson's in bed.
Oh, that's true. You've been cold sitting out there. Yeah, don't worry, first shot.
I hate sitting in the bedroom. And then
ever or just when the kids are in there?
Well, I just hate feeling locked in there.
Really?
Yeah.
I love having being in my room.
Like I enjoy it, but I don't know. Like when the door's all, I don't know.
I get it. Well, and then especially when Grayson's fucking coming at you half the time. I'm just kidding. First shot. Do you want me to flex first shot? I'll get offended for cannabis. Stoner, I fucking love you, Stoner. I'm back. Sorry, I had to turn the video off for a second. Thanks, first shot. Thank you. It's pretty today. Yesterday it was all swollen because I got so much dental work done and my face was up. I was so swollen. And now I have a tooth again. I never took a picture of what it used to look like, but now it's much better. I can't believe I swallowed that shit. That was so funny. It's my bad too. I knew I needed a new one, and then I just had to have that ciabatta bread, and then luckily I didn't it didn't come off and I chomped on it or anything. Like it just went down. Stoner says he will not take. You're in the kitchen now, right? He will not take Boy King Grayson slander. Well, he's in bed, so we're not slandering him. Stoner.
I just if I sat at the kitchen table with Grayson awake, he would be like,
yeah, that's how it goes.
Like, oh, my business. But yeah, like I don't mind like just laying in my room and watching a movie, but I don't really like streaming from in there.
I get it. It'll be nice when you set up the thing downstairs and make it all how you want. Oh, Daniel, no, so it was a tooth I already had a crown on, and so basically that crown got a root canal through it, so I needed a new crown, and I didn't want to do it, and then I swallowed the crown, so I had to get a new crown, and I had to fill three cavities. So 3 cavities because I had a tooth. My other tooth fell apart in July. I've been like, it's just fuck teeth, man. Like, why the fuck did I take care of it? So another tooth had fallen apart. So they luckily that one didn't need a crown, but they had to do a bunch of shit to that. So it was, and I have to get really numbed because I'm very sensitive. Like they're doing it, and I'm like, they're like, okay, we'll give you more. It's all my 6-year molars. Is that the tequila this time? Ooh, girls mixing beer, vodka, and tequila. First shot, $2,600. That's how expensive it was. Degree. Yeah, that's true, Babylon. Thanks, Romana.
That's more than Adam's total for. He's got to get a bunch of work done. He has to get some partials done.
It's expensive. Like I said, it's just whatever at this point. Fuck it. Luckily, because Mr. Forrest Mommy had a real job for 2 years right before COVID. He's always been self-employed, but he actually worked for someone. So he had the HSA thing where they moved. So we just use that. No big deal. Thick Adam, load up on the blue chew. The blue chew is the Viagra. They work. They're pretty cool.
Oh, I was about to say, think Adam was in it here. He's in there watching The Walking Dead.
Yeah, first shot. It was expensive. And pot can help pain. And even they have salves you can rub on pain and shit. So
well, yeah, now they have all those oils and
yep, Babylon's talking about the vocational. Yep. Because even if you that's what we need to teach kids. Hey, you can get a job and then pay for your college. But we're it's like all these people go to 8 years of school not even working in that profession. And I'm like, you don't even know if you fucking like that. Wouldn't you want to work somewhere first? I don't know. It's retarded.
Well, yeah, that's like when I was talking to somebody about the 22-year-old that isn't working, and the parent was like, well, they wouldn't like that job. And it's like, well, how do you know? Because I mean, they've never worked before. I didn't know I would like working in restaurants, but I enjoyed working in restaurants. I didn't enjoy Burger King.
Right.
But I
But it
enjoyed
worked.
Yeah, it was a job
And not enjoying the job, what the fuck? You're not supposed to always enjoy it, especially at first. You're not supposed to go from fucking 18 to having your dream job and shit.
Why do people have to suffer? Not suffering, man. Oh my god, and it boggles my mind because so many of these people will talk about their spiritual shit, and they'll I get really mad because a lot of these people will talk about Buddhism, and Buddhism actually talks a lot about how suffering is important. True suffering brings true happiness, because if you don't know true suffering, you don't know true happiness. It's just
you have to know bad to know good.
Yeah, it's this whole thing with the Buddhist religion. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, but at the same time, you want your kids to live this la-di-da life, and it's yeah, do I want my kids to go through the shit that I went through? No, but when it comes to working and having to face adversity and struggling and stuff yeah, I want them to go through that because it's gonna make them a better, stronger person. Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
Because you'd never know if you. That's what it's and it's the sense of getting something done, accomplishment, and it's if you never experience that, I don't know. It's just whatever. Are you good? We can stop if you're ready to stop.
Rihanna keeps trying to not. Do you want to go private?
Yeah, we can. We don't got a huge crowd here tonight, but we've had good conversation. So let me catch up on the chats real quick. Yeah, exactly. Secret. They just I always blame the boomer moms in the 90s because they're made everything just so I don't know. What a burger. It looks good. I'm kind of hustling. Let's see, Stoner.
I wish
more.
Tonight.
All right. Thanks for everyone who was watching. We love you all. We'll be back. It's fine, first shot. Yeah, I guess we'll see everybody otherwise. But have a good rest of your week and weekend. Love you all. Bye.